Well, I thought we'd have a bit of a read as opposed to being quite facetious with regards to so-called celebrity news on Facebook. It's quite an enjoyable pastime. It's not very constructive, really, just like their existence. So, anyway, The Donk by Melvin Burgess, Chapter 2, Part 2. I lock myself in my room and try to take the planet over with music. Then when he sees you in the cold morning light, he says, "Daughter, what are you going to do with your life?" "Oh, Daddy dear, you know you're still number one, but girls just want to have fun. Oh, girls just want to have fun. That's all they really want." I played that over and over and over, but I expect it was lost on my dad. He never listens to the lyrics. The difference between Tarzan and my dad is that Tarzan is basically a reasonable bloke who forgets to be reasonable, even if it is in a rather big way. Whereas my dad basically an unrecognisable bloke who never forgets just how much you can get away with by appearing to be reasonable. He came up afterwards and apologised, and for a bit I thought the whole thing was going to be settled in a friendly way. I should have guessed what was going on when he started on about how he'd been big enough to admit when he was wrong. Now it was my turn. Well, I wasn't wrong. I'd have been a real cold bitch not to keep Tar company on his last day in Mindley. I was beginning to think the only thing I'd done wrong was refusing to sleep with him. But I know when to open my mouth as well as when to keep it shut. Dad's easy enough to handle. The trouble is, he enrages me so much I forget to do it sometimes. I decided it was time to do a sugar. I apologised, whimpered, flung my arms around him and gave him a hug and a kiss. "You're still my number one, Daddy," I told him, and he went as pink as a cherry. I had him right there in the palm of my hand. That was when my mum popped round the door like something out of a pantomime. "Have you two made friends now?" she asked as if she didn't know. She must have been hiding behind the door waiting for her cue the whole time. I hate being manipulated. "Oh yes," said my dad. We were just discussing what to do next, weren't we, Gemma?" Now, my dad tends to be at the business end of the parenting, like my mum points at him when she wants me to jump. It was fairly easy to disarm the old man on his own, but once my mum came around the corner, out it all came. No going out during the week, homework inspection every evening, privileges withdrawn. What privileges? Breathing, using the bathroom, tar forbidden, tar's friends forbidden. That was the code for the louts that hang out on the seafront. Friday and Saturday nights out, back by 9 o'clock. "Oh, can't we make it 9:30, please?" "If you promise to make it 9:30 sharp, okay," replied my mother. I was trying to be sarcastic. Job packed in. I was waiting for that one. The job was supposed to be the cause of my downfall. I was trying to be cool. I was dripping sarcasm, dripping. I wasn't even going to bother arguing, but I was livid. So was Mum. I could see Dad looking a bit injured, as if it was all going a bit too far, but Mum had really made her mind up. I opened my mouth to say something clever, but nothing came out, just a sort of bleat. "Just wait till you get back on course," said Mum, getting up and smoothing down her skirt. "You just think that I can't be trusted, but I did everything I could to make it blah de blah ba boo boo. I should have kept it shut." I never got to the end of the sentence. I was bawling. I rushed out of the room, but I didn't have anywhere to go because they were sitting on my bed. Dad called out, "Gemma!" Mum said, "Leave her." I rushed downstairs like a wet sponge at 100 miles an hour. I hid in the kitchen, trying to hold my breath. Then Mum and Dad came back downstairs, and I rushed back up and locked myself in my room. Bastards, bastards, bastards! I screamed. Then there was an understanding silence.